Hello and welcome, my lovely lads. I'm sorry because I'm going like this with you, but man, I've been very much. How to say, I was very frustrated. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was very frustrated. When I've seen what happened, when I've seen how everything went, just brutal way to go. I didn't expect such a robbery, and I didn't expect that I'm gonna miss last three pieces of parley, but it's life, it's life. You got to accept it. I mean, life is life. And I enjoyed every single second of this event. I'm going to be very much honest with you. I really enjoyed every single second of it. And I'm hoping that we will continue to break records. Thank you all for breaking records. Thank you all for being with me, my lovely lads. You helped me a lot on this way. I'm going to recap all the results, and I'm going to look back on some of the very much controversial fights. First of all, Karol Rosa defeated Lina Lensberg via majority decision. We've seen a great problem on the end of Karol Rosa, as Karol Rosa unloaded a knee. It was completely unnecessary knee, unnecessary foul, and she risked to lose everything, which was uh, which was pretty much a bad move for me in the first place, as I haven't seen that come. And I said to myself, man, did it really have to happen? I mean, really, but really, it was the worst scenario that has ever happened. It was the worst scenario possible, as I had Karol Rosa winning, and I said to myself, are you really doing this to us? Are you really doing this to me with all those things, with all those stuff that were completely unnecessary? Then at the end of the day, she won via majority decision. Next one, Muhammad Makhachev submitted Malcolm Gordon. I didn't bet on that fight. But overall, I need to say that Muhammad Makhachev really did a wonderful job yesterday. He really pulled it out. He really did a great job by submitting his opponent, by dominating. But Malcolm Gordon proved that he is a very scrappy fighter, and Malcolm Gordon proved that he has some great skills which are going to skyrocket his performance, which are going to help him advance on the ladder. Then the next fight, we've seen so many decisions in the prelims, and yeah, we've seen so many decisions in the prelims, and I was a bit how to say, I was a bit shocked. I was a bit shocked. I didn't know how to play that out. As yeah, I was a bit shocked. I was in a bit shock as I didn't see this coming. I didn't see that so many fights are gonna go the distance. Armen Petrosian versus AJ Dobson. I had Petrosian in that fight. Might be the most boring prelims of a pay-per-view. Yeah, that's true. Most boring prelims. I got to say I'm backing that up. Definitely backing that up. Also, we've seen really much great performance of Armen Petrosian. I had him and also I had Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov, who defeated Gadji Margadji via anonymous decision. Abu Bakr clearly won 2 rounds, and one and only fail happened because I picked Ozdemir no distance or Ozdemir to win, but Nikita Krylov outworked him pretty much intelligently, and I need to say that Nikita Krylov really did a wonderful job, and I haven't seen this going that way. I was thinking it was gonna go out, it was gonna happen differently, and it didn't play out, which kind of ricocheted of my face. And yeah, I missed that bout. Kaya Bohado defeated Mahmoud Muradov, but it was a questionable decision. I had it 29-28 for Bohado, but like 30-27, too much of a robbery. 30-27 is just too much for everybody who agreed, disagreed. That's not how I've seen it coming, and it was just too much for me to handle. Therefore, was too much for me to handle. I didn't see that coming. Also, Bilal Muhammad destroyed Sean Brady. I only had one miss. Still annoyed about the young robbery. Me too, man. I am also very much annoyed about Jan Robert and Sean Brady. I thought Belal was going to win, but I was thinking Belal is going to win a decision. I haven't seen Belal winning this fight via KO. TKO was pretty much great. Great way to go. I haven't seen that kind of Belal Muhammad recently. I've seen a lot of changes on the end of Belal Muhammad as lost money because of it. Same thing last pay-per-view with Jingling. True, man. True. Many people lost money. I mean, I also lost money because of Jan Robbery, but I haven't picked proper sides, and that's something that kind of cost me a bit. But it's life. Life happens. Life disappears, and we're all part of the game, really. We're all part of the game, and we want to progress. Sometimes you learn, sometimes you don't learn, but in this preliminary card, we were having lots of ups and downs. Also, Manon Fiorot then defeated Catherine Chokagian via anonymous decision. I had Manon Fiorot winning potentially via stoppage, but I also was right about that pick. And Manon Fiorot via decision came as a bit of a surprise to me, as I haven't seen her opponent losing the decision. You know that Catherine Chokagian is a master of decision wins. You know that very well. And me, I didn't see that coming. It was pretty much of the surprise for me. And I said to myself, man, is this really possible? Is this really possible? Is this really happening? Is this really just a great way to go? Or is this something different? I had no idea. When that happened, I said to myself, man, something really has to change. Like with Manon Fiorot, if she was unable to finish Katlyn Chokagian, then it could be a problem. Benel Dariush versus Mateusz Gamrot, I had fight goes the distance, but Benel Dariush clearly won fair and square. He was a better fighter. Two clean rounds on the end of Benel Dariush, and Benel Dariush really did a wonderful job by defeating his opponent, which kind of made me remember that Benel Dariush is still a high-level competition and that we mustn't underestimate his skills. Like he knew what was the next move of Mateusz the Gamer Gamrot. Then we had Sean O'Malley who defeated Petr Yan, the worst strawberry this year I have ever seen, and all the reactions, all the judges, it perfectly made no sense. Like, I mean, I don't know, guys. Judges in Abu Dhabi fuck careers up. Fighters react to Sean O'Malley win over Petr Yan. Judges in Abu Dhabi fucking careers up. Suga showed toughness, had a great fight, but didn't win that fight. Talking about privilege, you see the comments. I will read Dominic Reyes. Wow, talk about UFC privilege. This is getting out of hand. Alento Manata, that is one of the absolute biggest robberies I have seen. What the actual fuck? Uriah Hall, what? No way, no fucking way. Joe Giannetti, call the ambulance, Jan got robbed. Henry Cejudo, damn, I really do gotta come back. Both those guys would be easy money for me. Dan Hardy, I'm not sure. Thoughts? Terence McKinney, I don't know about that. Great fight though, congrats to Sean. For fight of the night, no future question. Sean, incredible fight. Leron Murphy, we want a rematch over 5, crazy fight. Dan Hardy, very cool fight. Would like to see a rematch over 5 rounds. Jeff Molina, absolutely incredible fight. I'm typing in caps all day. Alexander Rakic, what a performance by both fighters. Fight of the night. Michael Chiesa, the judges are only there to break your heart, and when you're in a fight that's evenly matched, it's inevitable. You have to deal with them. Henry Cejudo, worst robbery in UFC history. I hope our sport doesn't become boxing. Well, it's true that this sport is turning into boxing, and I'm just reading some of the tweets that happened, and some of those tweets really made a lot of problems, especially for people who bet money on Yan, including me. We were robbed, man. We were heavily robbed, and Peter Yan, Peter Yan won that fight. Let's be honest. Peter Yan definitely won that fight. You can say whatever you want, but I'm not going to accept the fact that Peter Yan lost that fight. That's not going to happen. No way it's going to happen. No way I'm going to accept that. Then we got Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. Such a great performance in the end of Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling did a wonderful job tonight. And I haven't seen such a great performance from Aljamain Sterling in my whole life. What can I say? Aljamain Sterling did it greatly. he did it amazingly, and I haven't seen Aljamain Sterling. I haven't seen such a good version of Aljamain Sterling recently. Choking out TJ Dillashaw like this, what a great performance. Then we got Makhachev versus Oliveira. You know, I could have seen everything, but like Makhachev to submit Oliveira like this, that's not. I haven't seen that coming, man. I haven't seen that one coming. That came pretty much differently, and I really haven't seen that coming. I've seen it coming differently, bet some money on Oliveira, but overall, it was a great fight. I can't say a bad word about the fight, but overall, man, that's not how I've seen that fight coming. I was expecting it is going to be different. I was expecting Olives was going to slip out of it, and actually, Makhachev dropped him with that big right. Hello, Mohammed, how are you doing? Makhachev dropped him with that big right, and he really did a wonderful job by submitting Olives, who was rocked on the feet. And honestly, I kind of knew Islam would take him down. Yeah, I knew the same. Honestly, great performance by Makhachev, and congrats for becoming a champ. Congrats for becoming a champ, but this is not how I've seen this fight coming. So yeah, I did a recap. Now I can chit chat with my fans. So what do you think about Jan Robbery? I have to give you some polls so we can vote together. Islam is Khabib's father favorite student for a reason. Yes, he is. Was Jan versus Somalia robbery? Now I'm going to ask something with my community. I'm going to interact with my community right now. Was this a robbery or not, lads? I really want to hear was this a robbery or not for you. No. I actually thought Petr Yan won 2 rounds. Sugar Sean showed toughness, and I don't like Petr Yan, but I'm just saying that I believe Petr Yan won that fight. I do believe he won that fight, despite I'm not a fan of his. Never been a fan of Petr Yan, but I still think it was a robbery. So please feel free to discuss, feel free to share your thoughts, feel free to tell me what you think. As we're all one big family, you know. I'm going to stream for 1 hour, so as long as I'm hanging around with the boys, O'Malley won round one, and Petrian did no damage third round. Yes, O'Malley won round one, but I was believing that Petrian won rounds 2 and 3. But O'Malley won round one fair and square. That's what I've got to say. No, yes, yeah, give it a shot, man. We can always discuss that. We can always see whether it was or not. I really want to interact with the community. Right now, so please, guys, shoot in with questions, shoot in with. I don't see him do damage round 3. Yes, takedowns, but no damage. He had 6 takedowns, that's why I believe it was a robbery, and he had some great ground control time, which was like around 5-6 minutes. Not sure though, it was like 5-6 minutes of damage, which kinda made me believe that this really was a big robbery. According to my mind, it should have been 2-1 for Jan. And I'm a fan. I'm actually not a fan of Petr Yan. You know that very well. Never been a fan of Jan. I hate how Sterling and Islam being champ kinda ruins it for most contenders like O'Malley and Volk Physio. I replace it. Well, yeah, I agree with you. My IQ is 2. I definitely agree with you. There were some things that really went through my mind while I respect fuck it. Yeah, it's okay, man. I just have to say that I was very disappointed with how everything played out, and it simply didn't go the way I was planning. O'Malley could be the best striker in history ever, but if Sterling takes him down, it's over. Well, if everybody takes him down, it should have been over. Like O'Malley, yes, he is the best striker, most technical striker in the division, and the most technical aspect of the game is seen by Sean O'Malley, which therefore makes us believe that Sean O'Malley should have won that fight. But at the end of the day, I still have a feeling that Sean O'Malley didn't win that fight. I still have a feeling that it was too much for Sean O'Malley. Like I have a feeling that this was a present victory. You know, judges gave him a birthday present, if you know what I mean. Volk is the best fighter in MMA, but if he fights Islam, he'll just get out strengthened. Well, he will probably fight Islam as well, as you know. He will probably fight Islam Makhachev. And you know that very well, as Dana White announced that Volk is going to be the next for the winner. So this is really much likely to happen, yeah. That is very much likely to happen, and I very much believe this is going to happen pretty much soon. So 28 people watching, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That is pretty much going to happen soon, and I do have a feeling this is going to be a great way to go, and I do have a feeling we are going to enjoy some high-level battles. I definitely have a feeling we are going to enjoy, and all those big fights, big events. I have never had 4K views. That has never happened to me in my whole life, and you are the best, guys. Really, with all those recaps, with all those stuff that kind of helped me progress. You are the best, guys. My record was only 1K views, and now my record is 4K views. How do you see Volk Islam going? Um, I have Islam winning that fight because Volk is cruising 10 pounds north. And you know, when you cruise 10 pounds north, that it's always going to be a hard time, especially when you're trying to cruise at 155 against a guy who is known for the syntax, the philosophy of a rider, if you know what I mean. And Makhachev is the philosophy of a rider. Islam Makhachev. Man, when he's in the top position, he is simply undefeatable. The philosophy of a rider. And I got to say that Islam Makhachev is one of the best guys when it comes to top positions and to outworking his opponent in those positions. He is definitely one of the best guys in the league. So I have to respect him for that. I have to respect everything he did, and I have to say that Islam Makhachev really made a wonderful choice by defeating Charles Oliveira, and by all things he did against Charles Oliveira. I haven't seen Islam Makhachev countering people via big right. If Volk and Islam strike, I can see Volk just absolutely schooling, but Islam just holds him against the cage and depresses everyone. I know, man, I'm not impressed by the fact that Islam Makhachev is going to be the champion. That is not something that's gonna turn me on, if you know what I mean. No, that's not gonna turn me on. But at the end of the day, that is going to annoy me. That is going to annoy me pretty much, and that is going to irritate me. Islam striking did impress me. Yeah. That right hook in the style of Magomed Ankalaev, that's something I haven't seen coming, That right hook, it really was too much for me to bear. It really was too much for me to handle. That's not something I've seen coming, if you know what I mean. Definitely not something I've seen coming, and it was really, really something that we can't see every day. And when you tell me, yeah, we see it, no, you don't. Believe me, you don't. It's impossible to see such a high level of action, such a high level of skill. And all those strikes, the Dagestanis are slowly becoming masters of right hooks, and they're slowly advancing on all areas of the game, on all aspects. That's something I really don't like. They're just getting too dominant throughout the positions, throughout everything. They're just getting too dominant. They're just getting too strong. And that's all I have to say about the Dagestanis. But I'm going to continue about discussing this lovely event. Maybe Olive striking was overrated, and the threat of his jiu-jitsu made his Muay Thai seem better than it is. Yeah, his jiu-jitsu was brutal. His jiu-jitsu was amazing, man. Everything related to his jiu-jitsu was pretty much too much to bear. For anybody normal, it would have been too much to bear, but he was fighting a beast. He was fighting a high-level opponent, and 35 people watching. That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So it was really too much to bear, especially when you're dealing with such guys, when you're dealing with such high-level opponents. That's something that might irritate you pretty much, and I therefore don't think I therefore don't think it was a great way to go. I just have to say I didn't see Islam. I have never seen Islam doing this, like countering with his big right hand. That's something I haven't seen coming in my whole life. And also in Ankalaev's case, we've seen that strike in like the previous 3, 4 fights. We've seen Islam changing angles, and we also seen a great ground game on the end of Aljamain Sterling. So Aljamain Sterling was really a different fighter back on that day. Aljamain Sterling was defo a different type of a fighter, and it kind of helped me understand that Aljamain Sterling is one of the best guys on the ground in the game. That's something that is going to inspire everybody who watches the future fights, and unfortunately he is going to better everybody. He is going to be a champion for a long time. I know this is going to be annoying, I know this is going to be boring, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. That's the way it goes, and we can't change it. We really, really can't change it. I would really like to say that we are going to see some massive changes on that end, but that will never happen. All those changes, everything sucks when it comes to changing, when it comes to impressions. No, man, Dagestani wrestling is pretty much simple. They are masters of riding people. They are masters of, whenever eventually strikers like Dustin will completely die out. Lightweight will just be Islam, Charles, Arman, Gamrot, Damir, Darius, etc. Yeah, it's gonna die out. Everybody is gonna die, and we are going to see Malin experts, and we are going to see a lot of grappling, which is not going to be the best position, which is not going to be the best thing to go for us diehard fans of the greatest, fastest growing sport in the world. That is therefore going to be a massive, massive problem, as we need strikers to enjoy the game. We need strikers to enjoy the match, and this is going to kill us. This is literally going to kill us. This is going to be a stab in the back. We are going to get stabbed in the back. I mean, I'm talking about the fans. I love grappling, I love wrestling, but I'm talking about the real fans. Fans don't want it. How do you do with bets? I'm 8 out of 12 with predictions, 0-4 with bets. I was a bit unlucky previous weekend. But okay, I mean, if I helped somebody, I'm fine. How are you doing, Niall? How's everything been? Yeah, the problem will be because lightweight is going to change significantly. We are going to see tons of mulling experts, and that is something that kind of annoys me, that kind of scares the shit out of me. I can accept everything as a die-hard fan, but maybe some people are not ready. Lost 3 out of 4 because of Jan robbery. Yeah, count me into that Jan robbery. That was really, really irritant way to go. I was so much irritated with Jan's robbery. Put 200 last minute on Islam. Well, you did a great job by putting your money on Islam. Way to go, man. That's not how I've seen it coming, and many people seen it coming other way around. So you really, really did a wonderful job by placing your bet on Islam Makhachev. You really did a wonderful job. 39 people watching. That's awesome, guys. You are the best. You really are the best. You are really doing a great job. So I have to say that every single time I look back, every single time I see my lovely lads doing a great job, I am always saying, man, you are helping me so much. If there hasn't been you, I would have been fucked up, man. And I'm so much grateful to the diehard fans who helped me endure to the greatest times. And you are still with me, which is awesome. You are still with me. You are still a part of me. We are still a part of each other. And we always help each other. This is for me more than just a stupid community. Many people are saying that YouTube is just a stupid community. That's not true, man. Like, if we're having a big event, we're trying to cooperate. We are really trying to help each other grow. And majority of people help me grow. Majority of people help me become one of the best guys in the game. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to everything. I'm grateful to everybody who stayed with me and who gave me a hand on this voyage. Also, with this event, I was having ups and downs. I was really, really irritated with some aspects of the game, with some refing, for example, didn't go very well, didn't go the way I expected, and that's a problem. That really is a problem because it didn't go the way I expected. It went completely opposite way around, and I was just brutally blown away, especially after this event with the wrong picks and with everything that didn't go my way. Olives versus Makhachev, I also had fight not going the distance, which was too obvious. But when you see so many great people smashing each other's, smashing each other faces, working it out, doing great jobs, you just have to wonder whether you did a great job for this sport. And what we've seen in the lightweight division, we've seen the domination of grappling. We've seen the lack of striking, and we are going to see that strikers are going to die out soon. So in that division, we can say night-night to good striking. Makhachev has good defensive striking. We got Islam with very, very good defensive striking. Poirier is going to die out. Every single fighter who knows to strike is going to die out. Also, Mateusz Gamrot might not be the greatest striker in the world. And everybody knows that if you're a fan of Mateusz Gamrot, you know that his striking he is very questionable. You know that he is not a master of striking. And also, you know that he is not going to let it progress. No, it can't progress that much. He is going to become the same type of a fighter like Magomed Ankalaev without kicks. And Magomed Ankalaev without kicks, that might not be the greatest way to go, especially when it comes to this aspect of the game. I'm not supporting it. I'm not supporting it all day long because what I want to see, I want some strikers, man. And Volkanovski maybe could save 155 next week. Card looks terrible. We will see. We will see. Maybe it's gonna be a good card. 44 people watching. 45. Let's go. Next week's card is looking terrible, but if it's terrible on the piece of paper, that doesn't have to mean it's terrible, because at the end of the day, it might mostly terrible cards turn out to be some of the best cards of the year, and I'm not underestimating any single card, because some cards were awesome, some cards were great. But next week's card is looking really much weak on the piece of paper. I'm backing you up on that one, as we also have Bellator next week, which I mustn't ignore. I will have to make predictions for Bellator tomorrow. We have UFC Fight Night, but yeah, you are right. It's looking pretty much terrible on a piece of paper. Yeah, I got Calvin Qatar, Arnold Allen. We got Tim Means, Max Griffin, Dustin Jacoby, Kyle Roundtree, Valdo Cortez Acosta, Jared Vandera, Treshawn Gore, Josh Fremd, Arlovsky, Rogerio de Lima, Hooper Garcia, Holmes, Juniong Park, Dolidze Hoz, Christian Rodriguez, Garrett Armfield, Cody Durden, Clayton Rodriguez. Well, to some point, this might not be the greatest way to go. JJ Bellator next weekend too. Mix and match your parlays. Yeah, I'm going to tell you for Bellator, absolutely. I like Arnold Allen over Qatar. That's gonna be a hard fight. I might, but my house on Silva is slide dog. Jake Paul and Silva next week. Oh, Jake Paul and Silva fighting. I think I'm gonna lean Silva unless the fight is fixed. Yeah, just to see what else do we have. Taylor Carvajal, Lomachenko Ortiz, Paul Silva. Yeah, I do have to make a lot of predictions for boxing on the upcoming week. No, let me see. Natalizzi, Tony Dixon. Yeah, Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. Uriah Hall is boxing too. That is going to be nice. Vasily Lomachenko, Jermaine Ortiz. Katie Taylor. Come on, baby. I love you, baby. Oh, I'm a big fan of Katie Taylor. Man, I'm gonna record tons of predictions tomorrow just to know. Silva decision plus 500. I'll jump on that. Me too. Hello, JJ. Good morning to you too. Any good bets on Kantar Allen card? I didn't bet yet on that card, but I can tell you what would I like to play. I can tell you. I would like to play. Didn't do a breakdown, but I think Valdo Cortez Acosta is going to smoke out Jared Vandera. Qatar Allen is tough fight to pick. Jacoby round 3, no distance. I like actually Clayton Rodriguez over Cody Durden. Tough card for betting. Very much tough card for betting. I like Clayton Rodriguez over Cody Durden. I think Allen is younger, much more powerful with a stronger mind. Makes sense. Perfectly makes sense. Yeah, definitely have to say that statement perfectly makes sense, and I do believe this is going to be a great way to go, and I think that makes sense, JJ. But I will do a breakdown. Qatar may have more technique, but he is taking too much abuse. That worries me too. But Qatar is not going to slow down. It's a 5-round fight, so we mustn't ignore the possibility of Qatar decision. Allen is solid, but he's nearly underdog. He should at least be plus 170. True. I mean, Qatar should be slight favorite. Yeah, Qatar should be slight favorite, but only slight favorite. I need to do for Bellator. Hold on, let me see how is everything doing with Bellator. Piccolotti versus Barnaoui. I'm going to make only main card announcements, and of course, as well as you know, Bellator is Milan, Italy. It's taking place on Saturday. Bellator is kicking off a bit earlier. I haven't seen that coming. Prelims are in YouTube. So yeah, Bellator is gonna get underway way earlier, and it's gonna go head to head with the UFC. But of course, I have UFC number one in my mind, but I'm also going to go with Bellator picks. I might just completely skip betting UFC this week. Silva decision, Lomachenko to win is easy bet to make. On UFC, I don't have many potential great picks. So I don't have many of them coming. The upcoming week, next upcoming week, I don't have many of them coming, unfortunately. I only do have a feeling that we are going to see some nice pieces of play, and that's all. 56 people watching. You are the best, guys. You really are the best. So many views. Maybe I'm going to do another stream late evening tomorrow. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing, my friend? 59 people in the chat. That's brutal. Brutality, breaking records. Let's break some records, guys. Let's really break some records. I really like to break records, but this is above everything. So many people. Yeah, it's excellent. It's excellent to see so many people in the chat. Everybody are angry because of Jan's potential robbery, and I'm not backing that up. Darius is so good. Yeah, I'm backing it up. It was robbery. I didn't think Jan lost that fight to Sean O'Malley. And Darius is so good. I had Darius versus Gamrot fight going the distance, but I didn't pick a side because I knew it is going to be a lovely, lovely scrap. It is going to be a great night of scrap. And every media member had it for Jan, like 30 media analysts. Count me in, man. You know that I'm the greatest mind of the game, JJ. You know that I'm Cat Aquarius, so many had it 30-27. If you can't pick a side, always go with dog. I agree with you, Kevin. That's something that perfectly makes sense. Cat Aquarius Pistis. I am the greatest mind of the game. Thanks to JJ. I am the greatest mind of the game, and I do believe in that. I do believe that I am the greatest mind of the game, and you know why? If you are watching horoscope and all those things, I do believe that that his statements perfectly make sense, and I would like to stay the greatest mind in the game. I respect everybody. I'm not climbing on my fucking high horse, etc. But at the end of the day, being the greatest mind of the game has its own good and bad sides. And when somebody irritates you, when somebody wants to irritate you like they wanted to irritate me with this fight, they really irritated me. They really, really irritated me with that fucking robbery because 30 media members scored it for Jan, even some scoring 30-27. I believe O'Malley clearly fair and square won round one, but he didn't win other two rounds. I don't know what was the criterion to give his opponent everything. Why were they doing that? What was behind their intention in the first place? Why did they do something like that? Are they turned on by shit? I mean, really, are they really turned on by shit, or what is the problem? What is the problem with people? What is the problem with judges? Are they fucking blind? Because I do have a feeling some of them are. I think there was a fix with UFC promoting. Jan can't speak English. Jan is hard to promote. Exactly. Sean O'Malley is way easier to promote. So I think they intentionally removed him of this. I think they intentionally didn't let him win this fight because you're saying nicely, he is hard to promote, he is hard to deal with, and there are many problems with Petr Yan which could show in the next few years, and it would be very hard to promote him in the first place. So I have to say that I'm frustrated. I am super, super frustrated. There are some things that kinda really scared the shit out of me. Also, prelims was super boring, like extremely boring preliminary card. But I think Jan make it very good regarding proportion. I agree, man. But whatever it means, however it goes, it didn't go well for Petr Jan. It definitely didn't go well for Petr Jan, and they robbed him because of the politics. I believe. I do believe they robbed him because of the politics because they don't want a lot of shit happen to Jan. Yeah, also in the first fight he got robbed. I mean, that knee to the head, that really was a knee to the head, but at the end of the day, why to rob a fighter like this? Whoa, man, how many people watching this? How many people watching this? This is awesome. 72 people watching. We are breaking some new records. I have to break some new records. I haven't had so many people watching me, and this is brutal. This is brutal, man. This is brutal. This is brutal. I don't even know. I love Young. He just needed to learn, stay on top after takedowns for a bit and score control points. Yeah, but also Mali did better than I expect. I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you. And people are also staying on your side. I think many people are going to enjoy that, no matter regardless of what happens. And I am so glad that you know that I'm the greatest mind in the game. That simply it's such a positive. It's such a great wind in the back, lads, especially from you, JJ, because when somebody tells me that I'm the greatest mind in the game, it really means a lot to me, you know. And I'll be honest with you, I was high yesterday. I really was high yesterday after the event, so I fulfilled my promise. And when the greatest mind of the game says he is going to do something, he always does something. So I'm not a liar. Just know I'm not a liar. I'm just a guy who always fulfills his promises, and I'm not a guy. I love how 3 months ago young fans screaming Aljo didn't win because of control time, and today crying he won because of control time. But overall, I like to say that this was a great card. But so many people watching, so many people in the chat. This is amazing. This is so amazing. I have never had so much success in my YouTube career. So we're heading into the golden moments of the greatest mind in the game, the Bulgarian cowboy, Cat Aquarius Pisces. I'm Cat in Chinese horoscope. I'm Aquarius Pisces in normal horoscope, and also the greatest mind of the greatest sport in the world. So it means that I have greater mind than Dan Hardy, that I have greater mind than Jens Pulver, Michael Bisping, Daniel Cormier, because I am connecting facts. Regardless, we found Suga is the real fucking deal. I can't believe odds makers hit 4-1. You know how much money Vegas lost yesterday? Many people lost money. I also lost money on Jan, so yeah, they profited a lot. You are right. UFC profited like they never profited in their whole life. They have never had such a profit. The greatest of all time. Give this man a trophy. Well, I'm intelligent, man. Moon in Venus in Pisces, Moon in Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces, also Mercury in Aquarius, and also Cat. Meow. You know, intelligent analysts are pretty much rare in this sport, and many people are like not thinking about the game, the game plan, and they're just, oh, we are gambling. Mercury rules communications, so that is ideal. There it is. There you go, my position. Nah, the card didn't sell that great. With football in full swing and the daytime card, only diehards bought the card yesterday. You're right about that. Only diehards. But I think the next pay-per-view is going to sell more. I assume it's going to sell more. Yeah, this is for you, JJ. Mercury in Aquarius, 8 degree, house 12. So I am extremely introverted person with a great mind, with one of the best minds in the game, and potentially the best mind. So I can give you my natal chart if you want to one day. If we become more private, then I can give you how my natal chart looks. So you can take a look of the aspects of my intelligence. But Easy needs to go for the kill to regain popularity. Point fighting did not make him so popular. People are getting crazy because of his point fighting. You are right about that. People are really much getting crazy about point fighting. That's awesome, JJ. I think Gastelum fight changed him for good. Yeah, that's awesome. So if you can analyze my natal chart, JJ, one day if you become closer, I can give you to analyze my natal chart, and you will see that your theory perfectly makes sense. Chinese second animal is time of birth. Time of birth. Is this helping? Can this help you, JJ? Ox. What does that mean? Hour of ox. What does that mean? What does ox mean? Where are you from? I live in Serbia, but I'm Bulgarian by ethnicity. Ox is your second animal. So, what does that mean? Can you tell me a bit more on that? I'm eager to hear that. My first animal is cat, my second animal is ox. I live in Serbia in Europe, but by ethnicity I'm Bulgarian. Ox very much follows rules, very powerful and honest. Man, my honesty cost me too much in my fucking life. You are right about that. Not impersonal, but I hate you. Honesty cost me a lot. Ox is a bit more methodical and slow, but believes in fair play. Yeah, I'm still an idiot who believes in fair play. You are reading me very well. Extremely hard worker, true. Is English the main language where you live? You speak it well. No, my main language is Serbian. My second language is Bulgarian. My third language is English. Like Matt Hughes. Oh, awesome. English is my third language, but I'm trying to speak it. I'm trying to speak it okay. I mean, I'm trying. I hope I speak it fine, but I'm trying. I'm trying to speak it nicely. Thank you so much for positive words, Full Metal Pit. So glad to so many people are in the chat right now. So much of the respect. So much of the respect between some of the greatest minds in the game. So I'm like Matt Hughes, extremely hard worker, a bit more methodical and slow. Well, that's true. I like to be slow from time to time. Matt Hughes, Librox. I'm Cat Ox. I'm Cat and the Hour of Ox. So yeah. Most people have time arranging sentences in English. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that, man. Oh, thank you, Thomas. Thank you so much for this, man. Amazing, Donald, man. Thank you, Thomas Chiron. I'm glad you're enjoying this. All those donos, all this. I'm having fun, man, here. You don't even know how much I'm having fun here. Hard time. Yeah, well, it's hard time for them, but MMA is the passion number one in my life. I love MMA. MMA is everything. Appreciate, nice man. Thank you, Thomas. MMA is everything to me. It's literally a life. I have UFC on Fight Pass for ages. I am watching this sport since 1993. I must speak English well because English is the language of future. English is the language of future. It's the best language for the communication between the die-hard sport fans all around the globe. And that therefore has to mean a lot. And when somebody tells me that I'm the greatest mind of the game with astrological evidences, is Bulgarian Latin based? No, no. We are a Southern Slavic state. We are a Slavic state. Bulgaria is Slavic state. Yeah, Bulgaria is Slavic state, but I mean, we respect everybody. We are pretty much open-minded people. So it's all, it's the way it goes. I mean, the language. Uh, no, it's not Latin based. It's a Slavic language, South Slavic language. Will you move to US and they? I don't plan to move soon, but maybe in like 5, 10 years, maybe I will think about that. But I plan to move to Bulgaria. I'm leaving to Serbia right now. Right now, I'm going to tell you which are my plans for the future. So I owe you to that. My sponsor believes it might have nuclear fallout might happen. Potential nuclear war. So now he is paying me for the trips. He is saying that I didn't enjoy much in my life. So that's one of the reasons why I don't have mic. Why I have integrated mic and integrated camera because I travel a lot, because I have an agreement with one sponsor who lets me travel a lot and who pays for my trips. So I plan to travel in the next year or two until this stupid war ends. I have to see what am I going to do next. But I plan to focus on my YouTube career. I plan to focus on my writing career, and I plan to travel a bit. I plan to change everything because I have PTSD, I have anxiety, I have depression, but I have to battle against it. I also have schizophrenia, but I have to battle against it. If you don't battle, you cannot win. So I decided to fight. By any means necessary, I decided to fight. I want to travel. I want to see people. I want to see states. I want to follow up to my sponsor, because at the end of the day, maybe he has a good intention for blackmailing me about those trips because he's paying all of them. Like, I really want to do something I haven't done in my life. And that's one of the reasons why I don't have mic, why I have, low level technology, etc. But to some point, maybe that's how it should go. My lads. Maybe that's how it should go. And as you're becoming famous, as you're having more and more live fans, live chat. This is the livest chat I have ever had in my whole life. I have never had so many people in the live chat, which means I'm getting more and more respect. And respect is everything. For me, respect is everything. Especially when people tell me that I'm the greatest mind of the game. It's a big inspiration. You should go to US and drive the country in a rental car. Best way to experience the country. Well, one day maybe. One day maybe. For the next year or two, I plan to travel all around Serbia and all around Bulgaria. That is my plan number one. Then, if I ever move to US, yes, I plan to rent a car. Absolutely, I just need internet so I can work from everywhere. That's why I don't have a studio. Now, when people I have PTSD too. It is certainly a struggle, but our struggle can empower us too. Yes, man, it can, but you have to battle it out. Definitely nice, dude. The Midwest sucks, in my opinion. Why? What is wrong with Midwest? No, just a friendly question. I'm not saying anything personal against you. It's just a friendly question. What is wrong with Midwest? We have big train system too. It's a cheap way to see everything. I don't know, it's boring. So you say that I can travel by train, or I can travel by bus, or I can rent a car, or whatever. Well, if you have good trains, it's also a great way to see. I've got nothing against trains. No, I really have nothing against trains. I believe traveling by train also is also a great way to go. Let's meet in Serbia. I'm working with a company in Belgrade, and these colleagues visit me already. Okay, I'm eager for it. I live in Belgrade, so you can message me. Message me when you come to Belgrade, and I'll come. That's okay. I drive across country 4 times, but it's mostly slower and boring. But New Mexico is beautiful. Yeah, man, if you want us to meet in Serbia, okay, just message me. Hint me a message. You're a fan of my channel. That's not a problem. I'm okay to meet with you. I'm in the Midwest, close to Chicago. It's nice if you enjoy more rural things to do, like hiking or backpacking, big wide open spaces. I'm a rural guy too, man. I love rural stuff. Just give me good internet and everything is possible. Perfect, I will let you know. Yeah, yeah, please, please. I would like to meet some of my fans. We can take some photos. You can see where am I training. You can get to know some of my routines. Why not? Haven't seen Illinois. I know Chicago is nice. Well, maybe you should try seeing it. Man, it's never late. I'm also people with PTSD. You know what is the best thing for people with PTSD? You know what is the best thing for us? Stay out of the comfort zone. That's what my psychiatrist told me. She told me, Vlad, accept. How do you mean? What's that? I'm writing. I'm writing now. Chicago is third largest city. I know Chicago is very big. Concrete jungle, if you know where to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess it makes much sense to keep your mind guessing. True, 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 true. Thanks, Pete. Yeah, I wasn't gonna just roam the south side. Well, of course, you need to do some information, etc. But why not, guys? Why not? Let's see. I mean, hanging around. If you are in Serbia, if you ever come to Belgrade, Thomas, just message me, and we can take some photos. I can take pictures with my fan, and we can publish them. Why not, man? I'm not a guy who hates my fans. I actually love my fans a lot. I just I look like an absent person. I look like a person who doesn't give a fuck. That's true. I look like a jerk. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, I do look like a jerk, but at the end of the day, I'm just an ordinary person. European vacation. Yeah, guys, why not? You can rent. Via booking.com. You can rent it out, and why not? A good beer and a nice picture is always nice. Okay, okay, accept it. You've got my word. Yeah, Chicago, like many cities, has a gang and crime problem. Here in DC is quite rough too. I understand you, man. I spent a month in Barcelona last year. I really loved it. Only place I could see myself living if I left the USA. They say USA is brutally nice. I'm in northern VA, but DC is a nightmare. Why? No, why? Just a normal discussion. Just a normal question. Why do you think it's very dangerous? Yeah, you live in the USA. You know it better than me. DC and Baltimore have lots of crime. They say Montana doesn't have a lot of crime. Is that true or not, guys? Like Montana, the state of Montana, does it have a lot of crime or not? Oh my god, Baltimore is rough for sure. How about Memphis? Memphis, Tennessee? Hmm, I don't know. I like rural areas. I'm a big. Montana is super safe, fine. No, there is nothing out there, no chance for crime. I love it. Memphis has rough parts. And I want to ask you things about Montana. Um, are there any prostitutes in Montana? Like, I know there are many prostitutes in other states which are stacked with people, but do they have prostitutes in Montana or not? I mean, that's America. Everything is allowed, I assume. Memphis a lot, but it is a very dangerous city. I don't think a lot on it. It's so rural. Fair enough. I like rural areas. Probably a lot lizards, but def not organized prostitution. So yeah, if you're lucky, you're lucky. But yeah, you're trying to tell me that Montana is very, very much safe for living because it's a rural area. Because it's very, very much rural area, and yeah, when you're living in a rural area, this might actually be okay for you. And it's illegal everywhere except Las Vegas. So in Las Vegas, it's legal. Then let's visit Las Vegas. It's a very remote area and quite awesome. Nice and interesting question. Yeah, we are just exchanging some thoughts. In Serbia, it's illegal. In Bulgaria, prostitution is legal, but in Serbia, it's illegal. So when I go to Bulgaria, I always go wild. But in Serbia, you got to hide like a rat. But in Bulgaria, you don't have to. South Beach, Miami has the most beautiful woman on topless beach. That's awesome. I have never been to South Beach, Miami. Try South Beach, Miami for beautiful Latinas if you like 10 women. I like all kind of women. 305. Sounds great, man. Yeah, sounds great. Sounds like a great piece of play. Getting so much support from you, you don't even know how much this means to me. Such a great level of support. 34 people watching it. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic that I have so many great followers. So many great people are still with me. So many great people want to want to give me a hand. In reality, ever major city is dangerous, but it's obvious like any country you can recognize the rough areas and where you should and shouldn't be. America is the most accepting place. Eastern European women are quite beautiful and in much better shape than American fatties. Don't start shit, won't be shit. That's okay. I can handle that. Yeah, I can handle that. I'm not a guy who initiates shit, and you know that very well that I'm a very, very calm person. So, the first of all, I'm going to travel around Serbia, then I'm going to travel around Bulgaria. I have to risk because if I don't risk, nothing ever will happen in my life. Sometimes you need to risk to get something, and if you don't risk, what is going to happen with you if you don't risk? I mean, imagine that. What can happen with you if you don't risk? You're going to say one day, man, I could have done way more. What I did, what was my goal? What was my achievement? There was no my achievement. Everything was just buried in flames. The most fun place in Eastern Europe. Uh, I'm writing you. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so I'm writing. Yeah, good info. I'm always trying to I'm always trying to do some plans for the future. I don't think I will visit Moscow anytime soon. Not in personal, man, but I don't like Russia. I don't like Russia and Russian people. Not in personal. They're just we disagree, man. We disagree on many things, and I'm scared of that fallout scenario because of Russians. This has to stop to happen. I will not visit Moscow in my life ever. I could never visit Moscow. Have a trip planned to go to Japan in January. My good friend has lived there for 8 years. I'm excited. Let's go, man! Japan is a great state. Really, Japan is a great state. Visit it, man. Visit it. See what could happen. See Try to enjoy. That is my piece of advice. Because when we're all, I have a friend in Japan too. He lives in Sendai. Man, travel while you still can. You will be sorry later. Believe me, guys, you will be sorry later. Like, I'm 34 years old. I was traveling until the age of 24. Then I stopped traveling. I wanted to focus on career. This kind of felt true to some point until I met you, until I met my sponsor. But then I said to myself, man, what did I do for my life? I really need to do something different, something better for me, for my potential kiddos if I ever have them. If I have kiddos, won't be able to travel. I thought the UK sucked. Ireland was cool too. Pete, where are you located? Midwest USA. Man, you were traveling a lot. That's awesome. You should travel as much as you can because at the end of the day, one day when everything goes out, Irish people are very fun, great sense of humor. I have many people from Ireland in the chat, and they are really making this chat fun. You used to travel a lot playing music. Do you still travel? Yeah, I need to travel too. I'm gonna be live for maybe 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes. There are many people in the chat, so I can't leave them. I can't leave you so easily, guys. For fun now, not for music anymore. I quit playing for a living years ago. I have been to Port-au-Prince, Haiti, 3 times. Please don't go there. What happened to you? What happened to you in Port-au-Prince? Sorry, cause I'm yawning. I was having a hard time yesterday. Haiti is rough. Why? What is so rough in Haiti? Almost killed 4 times by police and people in street with spiked bats. So you wanna say it's angry piece? Only was in port, but I saw enough to know I wouldn't want to be there. Well, I'm glad you know that. I'm glad you know that, my friend. Nobody would want to be in a state like that. I wouldn't want it in the first place. Just extreme power to makes people uneasy. Uh, it's everywhere. Surrounded by people at the gas station when they sold me fake gas, it made my car make explosions. They got scared and thought it was machine gun, then got mad at me. Bad situations, right? Yeah, mad situations. And I was high on pot. I was high yesterday. Ruined my high. I was high yesterday. It wasn't that bad. No, it really wasn't that bad. I was high yesterday. Would you like sativa or indica? Sativa. I want to go to Cuba. Americans can finally travel there. Looks amazing. Hey, Cuba is one of my wishes to visit. Sativa. Sativa, sativa. Cuba is one of my destinations to visit. Dominican Republic? It probably is. Yeah, it probably is. I'm checking out Dominican Republic on my phone. Punta Cana beach resorts, great food, and women have big old booty. That's awesome. That's awesome. Looks like a dream place for me. This is the best recap of the year, too. So, Calvin Qatar, Arise, Dragon versus Capricorn, Rooster, Arnold Allen, who wins? I assume I'm gonna win Qatar. I assume it. But Allen can win. I like Qatar decision or Allen stoppage. Dragon fights with impulsivity, and Darius is extremely aggressive. Qatar is aggressive fighter. Other areas Dragon was Phil Baroni. So Phil Baroni was a brawler. Yeah, I remember that Phil Baroni used to be a brawler. Hey, better bro, how are you? I'm doing great. I was refing today, so that's why I'm a bit tired. I was having a party. Yeah, I'm looking a bit tired. I'm aware of that, but I want to hang around with the boys at least for 7, 8 more minutes. At one point, it was 70 people watching this chat, which is a massive, massive inspiration. It really is a massive inspiration when so many people watches you. Hanging with the boys. Let's go. Hanging with the boys. Eight out of 12 picks, all out of 4 bets. I placed on Bohalio and I won. Me too. Glad for you, my friend. I hope you're going at least to be in a plus. Just majority of us. Bohalio needs more control. He needs to train that aspect of the game. He needs to train the top control. Yeah, because 5 more minutes and I will be super tired. He's actually sloppy with submission attempts, and his fight IQ is like, in my opinion. He's just super athletic but not champion material. That is true. So many people in the chat, thank you so much. Bare Knuckle coming up to December 9th, I think. I have the Bare Knuckle app. That's awesome. Bare Knuckle is also very nice to follow. Very nice to follow if you're a fan of Violent Bros. 4 more minutes. November 5th. Brutal. Outstanding. Bare Knuckle Up is cheap. You can enjoy so many great fights. Getting tired from this game. So much tired. Thanks for all your hard work. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you too. I will have to slow this down slowly. I will have to bring this to an end as I'm extremely tired and very sleepy. And tomorrow I will do a lot of predictions, but just I don't know whether I'm going live or not. It depends on which topic do we have. Night, night, everyone, and catch you later.